You were tired and your body was sore when he came out of you. He placed himself on the mattress beside you and took your sore body in his embrace. You felt so tired and your eyelids felt heavy at that moment. Without any word coming out of your mouth, you fell asleep. Soft snores echoed the room while Jungkook looked at your calm face. He smiled to your sleeping figure while placing a soft kiss on your forehead. Then he also drifted into his own dreamland. In the morning, your legs were numb, but still you managed to make breakfast for him and placed it on the table. Jungkook? You started calling his name. He was fast to get out of the room while drying his hair with a towel. He handed you the towel and sat for eating his breakfast. You were free today? Yeah, why? He said while chewing his food. I just asked because I feel bored every day to sit in front of the TV dumbly and watch a movie. It has become my everyday schedule now. He paused before placing the food inside his mouth and gave you a slight gaze. Looking at his food again, he started chewing. Why don't we take a baby then? Moreover, last day was your peak day. You have a high chance of getting pregnant. You are counting my circles? Yes, I am. Because why not? I am your husband. Your eyes lit up when he started the conversation, but your face sulked immediately when he spoke the last sentence. I mean, then you will be busy taking care of the baby and won't feel bored anymore. What do you mean? You just want a baby so that I won't get bored? You asked with a furious face. Yeah? That is the reason actually. You just said you feel bored every day. Your heart ached upon hearing those words. You felt your eyes glistening a little bit. A lump formed on your throat and you gulped it down with a heavy heart. You mean you don't want a baby because you want a family? Do you love me or not? Your tone raised a little at him. He gave you a dumbfounded expression as he noticed you getting angry so suddenly. What kind of question is this? I just said what I mean. What's the relation between loving you and my words? He asked kinda coldly, which left you hurt more. Your heart shattered into pieces. Why does he always ignore that question when you ask him if he loves you or not? You don't love me. I know. You just bear your responsibilities as a husband. If you loved me, you would have the courage to accept it. Your tone was barely over a whisper as a tear rolled down your eye. Listen, Jungkook. If you continue being like this, I will leave you. Jungkook took it as a joke. He just waved it off and chuckled at you. You're free to do whatever you want. Have I ever forced you to stay with me? That's it. You are done. Now the man in front of you was the worst person you have ever seen. You turned your heels and stomped into the drawing room to watch a movie or a drama series like always. What he said shattered your heart into pieces. You were never going to forgive that man for being like this to you. Maybe you were just forcing yourself to be cruel for a day and give him a good lesson. He finished his breakfast and came to the drawing room. Placing himself on the couch, he looked at your irritated features. Arms hugging your knee, you tried your best to ignore his stare and focus on the television in front of you. Jungkook nudged you slightly, his eyes waiting for meeting yours. But you didn't turn your head at his side, rather you just ignored him. At night, he tried to grab your attention for the whole day. Even when you served his lunch, he just stared at your eyes. It was like he was hurt for some reason. It felt wrong to go this much extreme, because you didn't even form an alphabet or a word to talk with him. You sat on a chair in front of the table, not eating the food, rather playing with it as you were in deep thought. He coughed slightly to grab your attention. Why aren't you eating? Eat fast. It's late already. We need to sleep too. You realized your food was untouched, and so placing it inside your mouth, you started munching on it. Both of you finished your dinner and headed towards your room to throw your bodies on the bed. You looked at the pillow beside him and went near to grab it. Wait. What's wrong? You didn't give him a reply, and he understood you didn't want to sleep beside him. He grabbed your hand softly. Sleep on the bed. I will sleep on the couch. You felt like you saw his eyes were swollen. Did he cry? Or it's just your misconception? You felt guilty now. Did you went too far? You wanted to tell him to sleep beside you, but he was fast to grab his pillow and throw himself on the couch. You laid down on the bed, staring at the empty space beside you. Feeling sleep embracing you, you closed your eyes. After an hour, it's almost midnight when your eyes flew open as you felt something wet near your chest area. You looked down calmly, only to be met with a sobbing Cookie. Tears were flowing from his eyes, dampening your clothes. He was mumbling something, and you tried to hear it clearly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Please don't leave me. I'm just afraid. God is always cruel to me. Your heart ached at his words. I loved my mom so much, but God took her from me when I was young. I am afraid to confess. What if you also leave me? I don't want to be broken anymore. You felt a tear rolling down your eye. Maybe it was still okay if you asked him politely, but you made him a crying mess. I love you so much. Please don't leave me. His arms were wrapped around your waist. You placed your fingers on his head and started stroking his hair. He flinched at the sudden contact and sat straight on the bed as you followed his motion. He wiped the tear that was rolling down his eye. I am sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. I will go back to the couch. Sorry for disturbing you. You noticed his lips quivering as he tried to control himself from breaking down. You grabbed his wrist and looked in his eyes. Placing a soft kiss on his forehead, you apologized to him. I am sorry. I went too far. He placed his chin on the crook of your neck and broke down immediately. No, I am sorry. I should have thought about your words first. I shouldn't have made jokes in a serious moment. I'm sorry. It's okay. Let's forget what happened today, okay? Wyan, I want a family with you. I'm sorry for what I have said, but those were not the words from my heart. I love you and I want a family with you. You pulled him out of your embrace and cupped his face in your hands. Picking his lips, you looked deep into his eyes. You are sure about it? Yeah, because I love you, he said in between his soft sobs and giggled at the same time. Pressing his lips on yours, he pushed you on the bed. His kiss was soft at first, but gradually it started becoming rough. I don't want my video to be age restricted. Help yourselves with your holy imaginations, guys. 3 years later. And this is how we met. You understood, baby? He said to the little figure sitting on his lap. Her name is Lachimolala. She is just 2 years old. Jerking her head to look up at his appa, she gave him a genuine giggle. He just shook his head, chuckling as he knows she didn't understand anything. Though his inside was clenching in nervousness, soft giggles of little Lachimolala calmed it a bit. The international playboy at last heard the sound of a newborn crying, the sound he had been waiting to listen for more than 9 months now. He placed his baby Lachimolala in his arms and went inside following the nurse. Finally, he is beautiful, just like you. He is so cute. He has gotten your features. Jungkook placed Lachimolala beside you and she immediately wrapped her arms around your neck. He took the newborn who was placed on your chest and carefully placed his hands under him. The baby looked at his father and smiled. Look, he already loves his dad a lot. Never mind, I will call you Bono Bonoya. Tears formed in his eyes out of happiness, and it was threatened to fall. I promise, I will be the best dad and the best husband in the world. You already are, and that is why I love you so much. Thank you so much, YN, for making my life meaningful with your precious gifts. 2 babies on your arms, and he hugged you tightly while placing a kiss on your forehead. Dream came true, the dream you used to have for a long time. A happy family with him, and you too stared at your future with dreamy eyes. The end. Bye-bye.